What's going on, world? This is C Moody. I'm here to give you the Moody Talk. Today is, in fact, January 30th, man, and I hope everyone has had a great weekend. I wanted to talk about today something that has been seeing going on more and more, and that is Donald Trump, man. Once again, I just want to know, how do you feel about Donald Trump being president, man? Do you think it's a good thing or it's a bad thing? Because either way, he's in the office. Besides that, one of the executive orders he's put into motion is to do a detaining and stopping people from other countries to come to America. And I've seen some incidences on the news where, he's detained multiple people coming in from other countries, and it's becoming a mass problem very fast, not only in just our world as citizens, but also in the sports world. I actually heard this morning Steve Kerr talk about this situation, and he felt like this was a bad idea. In short, he spoke longer about it. Yeah, it's something is going on here, man. I thought about it today, and I was like, America is supposed to be the land of opportunity, home of the free. And Donald Trump, one of his first motions is to build a wall to stop illegal immigrants. And now he's detaining people. The media now will say it's to prevent Muslims. But I've heard that it is for more than Muslims. It's just for a specific amount of countries that he feels as though poses a threat to our civilization. So that's the information, and I really want to know how you feel about it. What's your take on it? Like, is he doing the right thing? Because so far, what I've heard from the media doesn't feel the same. And I'm not here to try to step on either side. Trying my best not to, at least. But like I said, man, America's supposed to be the home of the free, land of opportunity. Most countries dream about coming to America because they're trying to get away from all the problems that are in their own country. And they feel as though if you can get to America, you are in a better situation. And now we're blocking them. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, being the neutral party, I kind of see what he's trying to do. He's really trying to protect us. And even if you look at it from a superhero standpoint, let's take Batman, for example. He has to do something that the people hate him for, but he knows the greater good or the underlying truth. So maybe Donald Trump got a leak from somebody that they said they're going to come to America and bomb them or, come do some other crazy stuff. So to stop it, he just was like, let's shut down these airports. But anyway, man, like I said, this is just me talking. I want to know how you feel about it. If anybody heard my one before, I'm going to try my best not to put like well-known music on this little talk thing because of copyright issues. I really have no idea how the copyright issues are. And funny enough, when I posted my first video, I immediately got an email from YouTube saying about a copyright for the song I played. And it was just something but some jazz music. I had found a random mixtape CD that God knows how old it was. And it just said smooth jazz music. So I said, why not? That's pretty basic. Now, some of the smooth jazz songs, you can obviously hear that they're renditions from popular songs. But that first one, I kind of felt like it was just, nice little, just smooth jazz music. But of course, everything belongs to somebody. So luckily, they didn't do anything bad about it. They just said whatever, if I'm trying to make money from it, it's going to them. And I'm not trying to make money. I'm just here to talk. So, but this time I am going to play a song that I made. And when I say I made, I produced, I made the beat, and I recorded it. And it's on iTunes right now. It's on Google Play Store. It's on a lot of multimedia, I think I said it right, outlets or markets or whatever. It's called The Reason Is You by MRI. Check it out.
I found a reason for me to be better than who I used to be. A reason to start over new. And the reason is you. Lord, I'm not a perfect person, you know this for certain. I'm just a boy looking for his purpose. I just get nervous with thinking is my life worthless, with all I've done and realizing I'm barely scratching the surface. Growing up, I used to try to be one of the better boys, climbing the ladder of gangsta rapping the past Detroit, idolizing these rappers, unaware that they actors trying to live rich. I had life backwards, but nonetheless, God, everybody was doing it. I had to be popular to fit in with the coolest kids, so I would go with the motion, thinking this life is golden. Being outspoken, hurting feelings like my heart was frozen. But what goes around comes around, and now I'm broken. And all the things I tried to flaunt ended up getting stolen. Now my mind slowly corroding, I can't even focus. This golden life is molten, I'm at the brink of explosion. I found a reason for me to be better than who I used to be. A reason to start over new. And the reason is you. I found a reason to grow into a type of person I've never known. A reason for the things that I do. And that reason is you. Lord, I'm not a perfect person, you know this for certain. I'm just a man trying to find his purpose. It was hard to find you in churches when most churches were versus one another, when I thought it was all about worship. The same environment that's focused on enlightenment has some of the sharpest tongues. The words are also violent. The ones that have so much to say seem to never act, but give you dirty looks like you should know I'm better than you. I didn't know church was a competition, battling one another, ignoring the opposition, using positions as ammunition for demolition, ignoring the mission written out in this composition. Living right but doing wrong, ain't that a contradiction? Using church and prayer as some kind of a proposition. Maybe I'm just too optimistic, but I think that if we really want to hear a word from God, we first got to listen. I found a reason for me to be better than who I used to be. A reason to start over new. And the reason is you. I found a reason to grow into a type of person I've never known. A reason for the things that I do. And that reason is you.
Yeah, that's your boy C Moody right there. The song again is called The Reason Is You by MRI. The reason it's MRI is because back before I started doing my Christian rap thing, I called myself Mr. Incredible because I felt like my lyrics were incredible. What else you want to say? But yeah, man, that's just what I do. And anyway, getting back on this Trump thing, man, with it's mind blowing, you know. But another thing I saw what everybody was excited about that voted for Trump was the whole building a wall. I don't know how serious people took him, but yeah, he's putting it in motion. And when he made the proclaim about it, he was like, Mexico's going to pay for it. Now I've been seeing little articles saying that we're going to pay for it. Our tax money is going to pay for it until, still trying to reassure, until he can sign whatever to Mexico, and then they'll have to pay for it. And then, but the more articles I see, the more it's pushing towards us, American citizens, the taxpayers, are going to use our taxpayer money to pay for the wall. And we'll just have to hope Mexico comes along with it and pays it out. Whew. Anyway, that's the last thing I'm going to say on Trump for today. I just want to know your input, your comments, your feedback. How do you feel about Trump in general? How do you feel about the motions he's been going on with? And yeah, how do you feel about it? Like, what does this make you feel? What do you feel is going to happen in America from this time forward? You know, because we could say the next 4 years, but there is a possibility that he can get impeached, you know, and it's a good possibility he might be here for 8 years, depending on what kind of following he has and what kind of following he builds from this. But one thing we as the American people have to do is unite. We really do. You know, we have to try to find some kind of common ground that we can all come together. Everybody. You know, we've been having this time where we're pushing more and more divisions against our cultures, you know, black and white, and all other minorities. And let's be honest, you know, racism, racial differences, or, you know, they're all here. And we have to stop acting like it isn't. You know? And even on the spiritual aspect, man, it's funny how, you know, somebody's race can make or break, you know, where you stand spiritually. And I say that because I have a story I've been wanting to say. I'm not going to say his name because he probably, you know, me and him talked about it. We were just talking. We were just sparking conversation. But anyway, that's this guy. It's a white guy. And me and him were just talking about religion in general. We actually were talking about how it's a possibility that all religions are probably connected. And we just don't know it because we've been, you know, we have it in different translations or whatever. That's a story for a different day. But I say this to say that he personally fell out of his Christianity. Or, you know, he still believes, but he's not wanting to be a part of like the building of like the religion of it, like the Christianity itself. He just wants to say he believes in God and Jesus and that's it. And he got to this because 8 years ago, when Obama, our first black president, got into office, his very strong and very religious family that he's grown up with went into an outrage. They pretty much act like the apocalypse was coming. He was the Antichrist, and they bashed him and did whatever else to his name. And he personally felt like Obama was going to be a good person to the United States. He felt like he was actually better than who he was running with at the time, and I can't remember the name. But because how they slandered his name, being the black president, you know, he was like, this isn't right. This isn't what, you know, these Christian and holy people, which was his own family, he didn't feel as though, you know, that's not what they're supposed to do. So he was like, you know what, I just don't want to be a part of that. And I feel as though, you know, most of us are doing the same thing. Most religious people are doing the same thing in the opposite manner. You know, whether or not he is doing wrong, we have to look at what he is doing, regardless of him being white, regardless of the color of his skin. I mean, because he's already has motions that has a lot of people against him or with him. But one thing we can't base it off of is the color of his skin. But like Martin Luther King said, the content of his character is what we're be focusing on. So once again, man, give me any feedback. I just wanted to ramble about this today. Like I said, I'm still getting my feet wet in this podcasting thing, and I hope to be better. But let's talk. Once again, this whole podcast is brought to you by Epic Entertainment. That's EPIC, which is Everyday People in Christ. Come get like us. And this was Moody Talk. God bless. Y'all be easy.